The Elegoo Mars 4 9K. Let's give it a review. So if you've been searching for a video and you've found this review, you probably already know it's tricky to find thanks to Elegoo's mental number of printers in this range. You need to specify Mars 4 9K, otherwise you'll find videos on any of the other Mars 4 printers. You have this one and its direct comparator, the Mars 4 Ultra, but then you've also got the Mars 4 DLP and the larger but oddly more entry-level Mars 4 Max, which is only 6K. Now, I've done reviews for them all now, so feel free to check them out, but the real Mars 4 printers, as a direct successor to the Mars 3 range, include this one and the Mars 4 Ultra. Today, I'm obviously going to focus on this one. So hi, I'm Ross, and this is Fohammer Videos. First up, this printer is targeting people who want to print quality above everything else, and that else includes larger prints and faster speeds. With 18 micron pixels, this printer, just like the Ultra, currently has the smallest pixels of any printer in the consumer market, at least at the time of recording this video anyway. An 18 microns beats the previous champion, which was the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K, because that had 22 micron pixels. The screen, just like the model this just topped, isn't a standard 16:9 ratio either, like most other printers. Checking a calculator online, this tells me the ratio is actually 71:36. Basically, the screen is taller than it should be for this if it were a 16:9 screen. Those small pixels are thanks to its 8520 by 4320 resolution in a display area of just 153 by 77mm on its 7-inch screen. Now, I do want to say for a second that 9K isn't really a thing, but to be fair, all of these K numbers are just marketing gibberish anyway. But please give me a moment to explain because I think you'll find it interesting. 4K, for example, is just double HD resolution of 1920 by 1080, which isn't the same as what is officially 2K, which is actually 2560 by 1440. Again, you can rewatch YouTube videos if you get lost so you can understand what I'm going on about here. But anyway, then we've got 8K, which is 4 times HD at 7680 by 4320, and beyond that there's the official 16K at 15360 by 8640. Now, whilst 12K isn't kind of really a thing, it's easy to work out because it's just halfway between 8K and 16K. At 6 times HD resolution we get 11560 by 6480. But what the hell is a 9K? Well, math tells me that it's 4.5 times HD, which should be 8640 by 4860. But this screen isn't that. In fact, it's 120 by 540 short of what would be 9K. And sure, that difference doesn't sound like much until you realise that you're about 5 million pixels short of the 42 million you should have made up in a 9K resolution. So that's why I was saying all this K-lark is just marketing spiel anyway. The number you want to compare as a baseline when comparing against other LCD printers is the pixel size, so again, here it's 18 microns. Right, enough math, I just wanted to cover how much of this K thing is absolute BS because I still see so many comments online suggesting all 12K printers are better than 9K printers in terms of resolution. Because, no! Digital screen resolution is not the same as pixels per inch. You're mixing it up with print resolution, which is dots per inch. Digital resolution is a fixed and standard number of pixels, no matter how big the screen is. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, sorry, the Mars 4 printer, sorry, that's important for people to understand, and now you can help me spread the message. The printer comes well packed and you can just slide it out of the box upright, there's more foam in here than printer. And once it's unwrapped, we get to see its glorious form. This is a very plastic printer with a red lid. The power socket is on the back and the USB port is on the front, which if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I love this. Just like the Mars 4 Ultra, there's only a single Z rail, which isn't so bad on a small printer, and it has a traditional lead screw, but this is really what you should expect at entry level. Though they haven't scrimped on the VAT because this one is metal. It's also worth noting that this is equipped with clear PFA release film and not the frosty ACF film, which slightly reduces print quality in favour of speed. The build plate, however, is, well, it's just lovely. This laser etched surface is not only great at holding prints, but it's not too deep that prints can't easily be removed with the included scraper. And that scraper's another nice addition. Elegoo really do give us better scrapers free in the box when compared to any other brand. Most are blunt and useless, and this is sharp with a comfortable rubber handle. Also in that box, you get your usual affair of gloves, masks, resin filters, and cheap USB drive that you should replace with a decent SanDisk one ASAP, because these cheap ones fail and can cause anything from failed prints to completely locked up printers. I got 5 of these 32GB SanDisk drives for less than a tenner. The link's in the description. The other thing that you get included is a carbon filter, and this just plugs into the empty USB port behind the VAT, and it filters out all of the nasty smells, but it seems to do nothing for VOCs. I have more testing coming up when we're talking about the Mars Mate, which is another device Elegoo have released, which works with pretty much none of the Mars printers. 2 of them. Doesn't work with these 2 though. It's more of a Saturn Mate. Once again, Elegoo's Mars series naming makes no sense. Leveling the bed is super easy because this uses Elegoo's classic ball joint style of mechanism. All you need to do is loosen 2 bolts, send the bed to home, hold it in place as you tighten those 2 bolts as hard as you can. Back out of the movement menu and click Z = 0 to set the new starting position. Now, the ball joint mechanism does have more of a history of coming loose more often than the mechanism used on the Mars 4 Ultra. Honestly, it's fine, but you may get the occasional issue where something just doesn't stick to the plate. This may not happen to you, it's kind of a luck of the draw thing. I just wanted you to know how to fix it easily if it does. Now, the UI for this printer is very basic. It all works and you can access everything that you'd possibly need. It's just showing its age now when looking at competing printers. Elegoo can and should spruce this up just a little, just to make it a tad sexier. As for the actual operation, well, I went straight in with my Wargamer resin and used the same exposure settings that I'd used on my Mars 4 Ultra, and to very little surprise, I got a passable exposure test on the first try. And I've had some feedback on this now, and look, I know a lot of people look at this resin as expensive, and yeah, it's not the cheapest, but our goal was to deliver the most balanced resin for printing miniatures and making them as close to store-bought plastic models as possible. This is an incredibly sharp resin with the durability you'd expect for miniatures. This is for those people who want usable minis and want stuff that prints great out of the shaken bottle without the hassle of mixing various different brands and types of resin together. I've personally not seen a better miniatures resin than this, but if you've tested it and somehow found some out there that is better, let me know. And if you're worried about the price, yep, hands up, it's not the cheapest, but it's still almost half the price of other TGM resins. But honestly, no matter what resin you choose, I do need to say, if you're using the cheapest standard or just super cheap resins, I want to respectfully ask, what are you doing here looking at an 18 micron printer? Seriously, save yourself a ton of money and pick up the Mars 3 while it's on discount. I've got a video for that one on here too. So anyway, I printed my usual Wolverine head and this came out flawlessly even without anti-aliasing. There's hardly a voxel in sight. Even the Mini 8K showed them in the eyes, but apart from a gentle graduation in the head, this model's near flawless. And because I wasn't happy with the print quality for minis when using the ACF film on the Mars 4 Ultra, I reprinted some of Mezgeik's Dredge Marines on this printer too. And this is where I found a bit of an issue, and it's only a bit of an issue. To do these, I enabled anti-aliasing and 2x image blur, as I know from experience this will all but eradicate traces of voxel or layer lines on miniatures. But yes, even at 18 microns with 20 micron layers, prints of miniatures will still need some anti-aliasing in order to be fully smooth. But when I printed these models, it seems everything on the horizontal axis on the screen had fused together. Now thankfully, I'd just watched the video by Snarky Arts where he talks about watching my video to help him with some issues he found in his video. Basically, it's vidception. You know, a video inside a bit anyway. In his video, he mentioned that he had issues with anti-aliasing, where he figured out from testing after seeing a comment in my video that anti-aliasing just does not work on the Saturns when using Elegoo's format. Are you still with me? Now, on the Saturns, when I've used them, you can just export files from Chitubox as .ctb files, but on the Mars series, you can't. It's the new .goo or bust. Now I did try to convert it using the UV tool as he suggested, but the printer didn't even see that file. So I printed these Dredge Marines again, but without anti-aliasing, and they came out absolutely fine. They looked superbly gorgeous. Not significantly better than something like the Saturn 3, but good. Pretty much what I'd expect from any printer with pixels less than 25 microns in size. But I once again printed these same models with anti-aliasing after reslicing just to prove that the .goo format was the cause. And, as the other print showed me, yes it was. So unfortunately, I can't actually show you how great these prints will be once anti-aliasing is applied, because right now it just doesn't work. But don't fret too much, because I'm sure Elegoo will suss this out and update it before long, probably before these printers go on general release, if not already by the time I release this video. But even without anti-aliasing, the layer lines are minimal and only show just slightly on the backs of the prints. All in all, as an entry-level model, I'd say this printer is a huge success, but should you buy it? Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for the best quality entry-level printer you can get and the small size is okay for you, go for it, but be sure to check out the Ultra before you wade in, because for only an additional $50, that can print a bit sharper thanks to the Fresnel lens in the light source, and it has Wi-Fi printing, which helps a ton. And you can check out that video right here or click the link down in the description. But I want to say, if you are buying this or that printer, it would do us a massive help if you would click our affiliate links in the description before purchase. This costs you nothing but the time of the click, and the commission we get is how we keep the channel alive. But most importantly, it tells Elegoo how important we are to you and the community, and they keep sending us printers to review so we can keep doing more content for you in the future. Though in all honesty, I bought this one myself so I could do a comparison review with this and the Mars 4 Ultra. So watch out for that one coming next. Whilst I could do things like swap the ACF release films in this video, the point of this video is to review the package in this box and nothing more. I know the few thousand people watching this live or soon around the release date will say that I should just include it, but I also need to cater for the tens of thousands of people who will come into this video fresh between now and when the Mars 5s come out. And when I look at it from that perspective, it does make sense to have two dedicated reviews and a separate comparison video in the long run. I want to say thanks for watching, and especially to our members who have their names up in lights here, along with having benefits like early access to these videos and other exclusive videos too. Please consider joining them with the button below this video. And we also just accept money in the form of tips, which are super thanks, especially if this video has helped you or just entertained you in some way. By all means, share the clip of me explaining print resolution next time you see somebody getting it wrong. But thanks again for watching. Until next time, stay classy, planet Earth. Fohammer out.